You're listening to the About That Wallet podcast. We'll be right back after these messages.
Low credit score dragging you down? Score Boost by Smart Credit helps you maximize your score by showing you exactly how much you need to pay off and by which date to gain the most points. Pay less and gain the most points the fastest. And you can start just for $1. Click the link in the bio, save thousands. Don't wait.
Even the best and the brightest this world has to offer have coaches and mentors. Build strong money-making behaviors by applying financial concepts and strategies with Anthony Weaver on the About That Wallet Show. It's time to get off the bench and get in the game. Now, here's your host, Anthony Weaver.
What up, everybody, with your subscriptions? And hopefully you all are having a wonderful night out here in the streets. In these financial streets, because it is, how they say, Halloween. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful evening, because today we're going to talk about something so outrageous that we all do it without even noticing. But we do notice when we don't pay the bill. Scary. Whoa. So one of the things is that I have to say, hopefully you guys are doing it up today, having a great time, because it is fun out here in these streets. And one of the things that we got to talk about is yell out shout outs to our people who are here today. We have, I wonder if I have like some background music. I don't have anything scary. Hold on, here we go. That's all I got. That's all I got. What's going on, people? Say what's going on, Paula. I see you out there in the streets. Right with the blends in. I know, right? What's going on, man? Hopefully you guys are out there. Let's get you some sound. Hopefully you guys are having a good time, because we are talking about subscriptions today. And one of the things about subscriptions is that those are things scary. I don't know about you, but have you ever tried to pay your bill and then you realize, oh shoot, it's already on auto pay? Like, yo, where is my money? And we don't know where it's going at. And it's always something to turn around. Where people at? What's going on, Lisa? Thank you for coming through. So this is going to be pretty scary. So one of the first questions I want to ask you guys, put this in the chat. What is your favorite candy for Halloween? Ooh, I think I should brand my colors to like a orange or something. I don't know. Who knows? But I think we might have to turn it down a little bit on this situation. Ooh. We are in the dark, and I'm not sure if you guys can hear me clearly, but I'm actually having a little fun with this. Turn it to like a nice amber look. And if I open up something here on the side. So one of the things that I want to know is what subscriptions right now, like where's your candy at? What candy y'all say is your favorite right here? Let's see, we got candy. Ooh, candy corn. Candy corn? It's like your favorite candy? Who knew? Candy? I don't know. Let's let's see what the people think. Like what is your favorite candy? Yes, we can hear you. Okay. I'm not trying to seduce you. No, it's supposed to be my spooky voice. Is that working? Is my spooky voice working? Let me see if I can try to get the Instagram folks on here. Let me see if I can go live. I know Ruthie, if she's ever watching my show, I think this will be entertaining. Let's see. Tag you in, because one of the things about subscriptions I want to know is what do you, all right, first off, we talked about the candy. Okay. We got one person that's saying candy corn. I'm not sure about candy corn. Is it You know what I'm saying? That's one of the nastiest candies. What other candy? Matter of fact, what candies are you afraid of this Halloween season? Because I know back in the day, Good and Plenty was not Good and Plenty. I felt like I needed to get rid of Good and Plenty every time I saw it. Um, because this, I mean, was a mess. So, I mean, what candy are you afraid of this Halloween season? That matter of fact, what's the candy that haunted you when you were a kid that still haunts you today? Because candy corn right now, I mean, that thing ugh, tastes like I don't know, chalk, colored crayons. I mean, you name it. It's nasty. All right. So you say Reese's. Oh no, not the Reese's. What about the now you saying Reese's? Do you mean like the Reese's peanut butter cups? Or do you mean the Reese's Pieces? Because the Reese's Pieces do really good. I mean, I can throw down on some Reese's Pieces. And one of the things about Reese's Pieces that I have to say is like, I don't know. There's something about the Reese's Pieces that actually work well during this season. And one of the things is that I have to say when it comes to Reese's Pieces, that they do taste pretty yummy. You know what I'm saying? I can go through those. Oh yeah. Man, I can't believe you guys out here talking about these candy corn is so hilarious. I cannot eat candy corn for the Halloween season. That is one candy that I'm afraid to eat or even find. If somebody comes to work or bring me candy corn, I'm sorry. I'm gonna say thank you, but no thank you. I'm gonna have to toss that one out. That one gotta go. What other candy? I talked about the Good and Plenty one. I cannot do Good and Plenty. Another thing that I cannot do is I mean I can do a York peppermint patty. I can do those. But what is another candy that's out there? Oh, those licorice candies. You know what? The ones with the chocolate with the licorice in them. Ugh, can't do it. I cannot do those. You gotta let those pass. Gotta let those ride. Let those go, people. I mean, it's hilarious. It's just uncalled for. Okay, y'all just need to let it go. I'm trying to see if I had any of my background tunes for this fall stuff. Nah, that ain't it. Nope. Yeah. So, Ruthie, I'm glad you're on because I was just talking about you. Thank you for coming through. So, Ruthie, what is your candy that you just hate and you cannot make it? You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those candies that, but ugh. Thank you guys for joining here on Instagram as well. So right now we're talking about subscriptions and what is so scary about a subscription. And because subscriptions are pretty scary when it comes to a budget. Oh, do I look scary like this with my eyes up? Subscriptions. So when it comes to a subscription, I mean, what's with the lighting? The lighting is supposed to set up the ambiance. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get the whole costume. All right, let me turn on my camera. It's not the same. It's like, but anyway, the subscriptions is a scary thing. You don't want to get caught with one of those. And what I did was took a look at some of these things that were pretty scary about a subscription. How many of you all ever thought a subscription could stop you from printing? That is actually a thing. HP, if you don't know this, you can have a full charge on your cartridge for your printing at home. You bought your printer, you have the ink, but you can't print because you haven't used it in 6 months because you only got 6 months of free printing without their plan. Now, this one lady, I want to see if I can find that video right quick because I had it ready for you guys. Now, this lady on TikTok just recently posted this. She doesn't say where she lives at, but she has the HP DeskJet 2700 printer. And for those of you who are watching on Instagram, I am actually going to share my screen here on YouTube to get this going. Okay. Yes, because I'm very. All right. Thank you, Ruthie, for finally catching on. Going back to my dark mode. All right. So let's see. I cannot believe this either, you guys. Like, this is ridiculous that, this happened to this lady. Let me share my screen. Make sure I get my audio set up so I can hear it. And sound. Let's see. I'm gonna back this up because this is TikTok here. Let's see what this lady say. Oh no!
Only stopped working.
There we go.
And I print out the page.
And the reason it's not printing says payment method needs updating. Cannot print with the instant ink cartridge.
So I start doing some research, and it turns out if you got ink from HP through this fucking instant ink program, after your billing cycle ends, you literally can't print with them. So if you cancel your account or you don't want to pay for the subscription service anymore, it like bricks the cartridge. The printer just refuses to print anything, and the ink is completely full. I replaced it like last week, and it just keeps.
So can you believe you took the time to go to the store, you purchase a printer, you purchase the ink, and you cannot use your own printer, all of because you did not buy the subscription for your printer. Now, this is 2024. Now, this is also on your printer, something that you need for work, you need for school projects, you need for your everyday living. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't stop there. There's so many other things that are happening when it comes to the subscription. Well, you're like, well, Anthony, they won't never do that to your cars. Will they? Because there are a lot of people who say the new BMW, they can't even use their heated seats because you have to pay a subscription for heated seats. Can you believe that? I'm going to see if I can pull up that video right quick for you all. Pay for heated seats. And what's it called? In BMW. Because I want you to think about this. And this really does not make sense on why BMW is doing this. Now, they say, even though you bought this thing, BMW has gone back on their subscription. Let me just go down and share my screen here. BMW is going back on their word about the heated seats because a lot of people don't make sense. And Ruthie, you asked a great question. Is this legal? Well, remember, it's your signature at the bottom of that dotted line, right? You signed it. You said that you read it. So that means you should know the ins and outs of that particular agreement that you signed upon. Now, if they give it to you and all of a sudden did that without telling you inside the contract, yes, that's illegal. But remember, I'm just a guy on the internet. Make sure you talk to a person who actually knows about the legality of things. But ultimately, you should be protected. Look at the laws that are written in your state. Make sure you read that contract, because a lot of these cars are becoming more digital. And the less and less that you have, the less and less ownership you actually have of these vehicles. You're paying all of this money for a vehicle for something that you wish you can have, and then yet you can't use it. It just doesn't make sense to me, because they announced it back in 2020 that they were going to start having a subscription way to kind of offer flexibility to customers, and they can opt out to pay for vehicle functions when it suited them, and then stop paying when they no longer wanted it. Now, what function of a car that you don't want, there's a reason why you purchased it in the first place. I don't know about you, but if I have heated mirrors that came with the car, I want heated mirrors even when I don't think I need it. I don't have to sit there and wait on my phone to say, hey, I paid an extra subscription so that I can turn on heated mirrors. Or I had to pay a subscription to put on my AC. Like, that's the reason why I paid all this money for the car in the first place, for basic functions that it's supposed to have. If I wanted a basic vehicle, I just bought a basic vehicle. So that means that a lot of people are out here just riding around in fancy, expensive vehicles that they can't even use all their features. That's ridiculous. And so this is the way that we're going, as a subscription model. I mean, is that what we're doing? Is that going to take us to the next level of payments? Is that what's going to happen to our toasters? You can't toast it to the burnt option because you did not pay the $1.99 fee to get burnt toast, or even just to protect you from not burning your toast. Is that what we're coming up to? You tell me, folks, how far these subscriptions are going to go. I think this is the scary times that we live in. I don't know about you all, but this is very, very scary. So what are the other things that's going to happen when it comes to dealing with these subscriptions? These are things that we need to start worrying about. Hey, what's going on, boss? Or Bass? I keep want to call you boss, but Bass, thank you for coming through on Instagram. And if you want to slide on over to YouTube, you can. So I'm actually showing my screen here. Now, the cool thing about it is that we need to start thinking about this, folks. They're going to nickel and dime us for everything that we got. Hey, Devonna says, you vote with your wallet. Do you go outside and make sure you vote? Make sure you go out here and try these different things, because who knows? You're going to be subscription out. Now, for those of you who are curious, do I have a subscription? More than likely, yes. So that it can help pay for all the things that I'm doing here on this show. I'd like to have a subscription. So you can actually, if you guys have signed up to my newsletter, which is aboutthatwallet.com/newsletter, you can go ahead on and check out the latest newsletter that I do monthly. And I add in a lot of information that you guys will definitely utilize, because these are the things that you guys voted on. You guys told me about it. I was like, cool, let's go ahead on it and implement some of these things inside my newsletter so that it can provide impact to you and everybody else. So now let's get back into the etymology of a subscription. So you be like, Anthony, well, why are we talking about subscriptions today anyway? Well, mostly because I heard about it on the news, and I thought it was actually interesting on how these subscriptions are always sneaking up on you when you're trying to pay your bills. What is that about? They always trying to come in when you're trying to do good with the finances, always the last minute. So the word subscription, let me go ahead on and put this in white space for you guys. I wonder if I can do that somewhere. There we go. Sure. New document. And of course, I have everything in dark mode, so it will not show up properly. So we're going to try it this way. Or matter of fact, I got Canva open, so we can try it that way. All right, you guys. I know this is live, so this is what you get live. I'm always all over the place. Ruthie, I'm glad you understand, because it's kind of what we do when we do live things. And let's see, new design. It's going to do white background. I know it looks like I'm talking to myself, but I am actually doing things back here. Okay. Got my tab up, and I'm going to share this tab instead. Okay. I love how Instagram likes to time me out, because I want to time myself out and everything like that. Let's see. We don't go there. All right. Okay. So we got to look at the etymology of what the heck is a subscription. And obviously this all doesn't work out well, but we're going to get there. Okay. It's my copy and paste. I know it looks like crap right now, but I want to make sure that y'all can see it. Come on. Get in there. Oh my gosh. This thing. Move that out the way. Maybe Ruthie, I might have to take your notice and just just say forget it. Just make it work. This thing is so in the way. Why? That's what happens when you need like a bigger screen just to kind of do all the things that you want to do. And when I did not copy and paste this out, be great. But the universe, as Ruthie told me before over the week, is that there is a time and place for everything. And so there's a purpose for everything. And that's what we're going to do. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can present this so y'all can see. Present full screen. Present. There we go. Okay. So, all right. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Sierra? Let's get you some spooky sounds here, because thank you for showing it. Since I don't got the y'all know what I mean. And then so anyway, yes, Ruthie, trying to make a smaller font, it's tough out here. Okay. Yes. All right. Glad y'all can see this. Okay. So the word subscription is derived from the Latin word subscribere, that means to write under. This original meaning refers to the act of signing one's name at the bottom of a document, often to express agreement or support. So the reason why I'm reading this out loud word for word is because I want to make sure the folks who are listening to the replay on the audio side of the house can hear it. Now, over time, the meaning of subscription has evolved to encompass the concept of pledging support or commitment, especially through financial contributions. So when they talk about these subscriptions that we utilize, these are the things that we got to talk about. How is this subscription going to be utilized for us? We pay for Netflix, I think it's like $15 at this point, or we pay for Amazon every year. If you want to do it that way, it's like $120. I'm not sure what the price of it is now, because I canceled mine. I'm taking the free option out. Yes, I'll pay the extra for shipping. It's okay. I don't order that much from Amazon. I know, scary, right? Ooh. So scary. So in the context of modern usage, it primarily refers to the act of paying a regular fee to receive a product or service. So when you subscribe to the show, what you're getting, when I say on the back end, is that what you're doing is helping support the podcast and actually help me actually continue to do what I do, because this stuff does cost. It's expensive. I don't have my tip jar up right now. However, you can always send a Cash App, $ about that wallet. But one of the things about subscriptions, again, you want to make sure it aligns with your budget. And it's one of those things that we need to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves when it comes to those subscriptions. Are they still adding value? And I think this is a great time to start looking at that as we are ramping up for the holidays. Now, we all know that some people like to celebrate Christmas. Some people like to celebrate Diwali, that's just coming up. Some people like to celebrate Thanksgiving. Now, those are great opportunities to start talking about how can I start looking at my budget, start looking at the things that I pay for annually, and start cutting back on those. Either cutting back on them completely. Do you have to, change it to a lower tier? Look at the different tiers that are coming out. Look at the frequency that they're coming out. Because I know Amazon, you can set those up annually. You have your car insurance, which can come out biannually. Some people do it monthly or the 6-month option. You have your car payments. You're paying for a service. Actually, you know what? That's not really a subscription. You kind of did the work. Let's see. Could you subscribe artwork? Yes. I believe there is a platform where you can actually pay a subscription for the art. They'll deliver the art to you. And then each month they'll send you new artwork so that you can actually put that up on your wall. And either it's up to you to keep the old stuff or ship it back. Now they can do it similar to like how you do your food services, right? You have your food services delivered. I think like Blue Apron, which is a big supporter for a lot of podcasters that are out there. If you guys are listening, please hit me up. And then you have other like HelloFresh as well that you can actually subscribe when it comes to food. Give me some other subscriptions, you guys. What do you guys subscribe to? Because I think that's something that we all can learn from is these different subscriptions. Now, as a podcaster, I can tell you I subscribe to this particular platform, which is StreamYard, which is, I think they are going up in price, which I'm not too happy about, but they've gone up in price. And I had to figure out a way to kind of offset those costs. Canva decided to not increase their price due to high demand from those people, from their audience, and then we got to look at, let's see, from a podcaster perspective, I subscribe to, my hosting platform. I got to pay for the hosting platform depending on what platform you're on. Some of them can range between $500 for a year or as low as, let's say, about $5 a month. So you're looking at about $60 for the whole year. So it really depends on your hosting platform. I know the one that I'm hosting on is roughly around, I have to look at it again. I think it was like $220 or something like that. So it's like maybe $20 a month, which is not too bad for everything that I'm using it for with the SEO and everything like that. So these are the things that kind of creep up. It doesn't really creep up. It's just kind of one of those things that are scary when you're trying to pay your bill. You're trying to do the right thing. You want to make sure that you have that intact. So some of you guys be like, well, where did this whole subscription thing started? Right? So the earliest subscription, it kind of started back in the 15th century with the invention of the printing press. Like newspapers, magazines had begun charging readers just for regular deliveries. How many of y'all remember getting the milkman used to deliver to like your parents' home or grandmother's homes and stuff like that? That was me. I remember the milkman used to come just about every weekend, dropping off, I think it was 4 containers of milk for my grandmother for us to have for like breakfast and stuff like that, for having cereal. Now that service is no longer available, but actually, no, I won't say no longer available. It is available to a certain degree. I believe it used to be, I'm not sure if y'all remember Cloverland. I think it's called Cloverland Milk with the big old buses and everything like that. not the buses, the trucks. So yeah, Cloverland Milk. Let me see if I can share this screen. I need to set this up so it automatically shares so y'all can see when I see. Yeah, so they used to deliver this in the milk crates. Remember those? The milk crates that people now don't even know what they're for. So yeah, Cloverland used to deliver in these. So you used to get your milk in these containers right here. And that's how they used to deliver the milk. So these subscriptions, you need to think about it like, people just wanted some type of service that they just got to pay once and they just get things delivered. So these are the things that you want to look out for. And then, somebody was like, you know what? The modern subscription business model, as we know it today, emerged in the 20th century, which is driven by technological advances and the rise of the digital content. So in the early 2000s, remember that lovely audio platform Rhapsody? Remember Rhapsody? The streaming service? Some of you guys are maybe too young for that. But I remember when Rhapsody first came out and they used to allow you to rent music. Then Netflix came out. Netflix started with DVDs. And they remember used to get these envelopes and you just pay your little subscription and those came out. Yep. Remember Napster? Napster was a big deal back then. So you could pay, you mostly were paying for the service, not for them to kind of stream because the streaming side of the house was kind of like, we got you from that perspective. So these are the type of things from the music industry. Then in the mid 2000s, Netflix transitioned to a streaming and revolutionizing the entertainment industry, which showcased the potential of subscription-based content delivery. So though there were other platforms out there that were doing subscriptions, Netflix really put in the work to make sure that they can deliver, content to you in your home without you going out to I'm not sure how old you guys are, but I remember the red boxes. I'm not sure if they still have them, but you used to be able to go to the red box. Blockbuster had a box as well. And then Blockbuster did not get into streaming. They kept their subscription base, but you had to go to the brick and mortar. And because of that, Netflix was like, you know what? Yeah, we ain't in the brick and mortar space. We want to keep everything virtual. Let's dial this up. Let's go all virtual. So then in 2010, the subscription boom had occurred with various industries adopting subscription models, including software as a service, which is called SaaS, e-commerce, and so much more. So when you think about software as a service, for those of you who are not familiar with software as a service, let's think about Microsoft Office 365. I'm not sure if y'all remember that or if you guys still use it. Microsoft subscription, because Microsoft subscription now, ironically, instead of you just buying the software and having it downloaded on your machine, and you can use Office whenever you feel like, they want to come up with this stupid subscription model, which means that you can't use Word unless you pay for them on a subscription basis. Like when you talk about low impoverished income neighborhoods or families, who has money to go head on and try to get all these things and try to, get Microsoft to work when you don't have the funds? Now, I remember when Microsoft used to be free. Well, not free. You pay once and that's it. That's all you needed until you needed the next update. But because they were doing micro updates in between those DVD sets, you were still able to utilize the older versions, do the updates as you needed to, just to kind of stay secure. But then they want to come out with this thing so you can constantly get updates and everything like that. So don't stop paying these folks. And then all of a sudden, you all you're out of office, literally. And Ruthie, you say, yeah, Blockbuster has definitely was definitely a whole experience. Yes. Oh man, I remember going into Blockbuster when they had the what's the name? Like they used to get like the box candies, like the movie candies, and you used to make sure that you always had a box of like raisinets or something like that. I used to hate raisinets when I was younger, but now I got older. I was like, cool, let me get some of that. But it's cool though. And then what else we had? So yeah, we had those options, and those are the things that was going on. So yeah, so we had the Microsoft subscriptions, which is a software as a service, as an example. And these are the different concepts of, how we utilize subscriptions in our day-to-day lives. The question is, what does it really mean for us? What are the benefits? And so you were thinking, like, before we get into how subscriptions actually work, let's take a small break. I think it's time for a break. And do I have a break? And I don't have things to drink either, except your blood. Blah 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 blah. All right. Hey, what's going on? Stay winning. So see you up there on the on Instagram. I'm on YouTube as well. Gotta get this thing going. Yeah. So hopefully having an awesome party. I don't have any party music for now, but we're gonna take a small little break. Say about like let's do like a 10-second break just to break this up a little bit. Why not? All right. That's our small little break. So I know it's so horrible, right? I'm gonna just try to copy and paste all of these things inside this this presentation on Canva. Share this tube. Okay. So what happens when you utilize other softwares to kind of help you out with this? Okay, so let's see, what am I sharing? And I'm not sharing my screen. All right. So when it comes to subscriptions, we got to think about it. Reoccurring payments. The customer agrees and pays for it. Straightforward, right? And number two, we got automated billing, which is like businesses use the system to automatically charge customers and payment methods on the desired dates. So remember, these subscriptions, they can always change and so forth. So it's all right. And you can always request for your dates to change. I'm not sure if you guys knew that. Long as your bills are current, you can do that. So think about your light bill, your internet bill, your, I guess you can say your credit card due date. You can actually change those out. So the next thing that's on here, I'm not sure. Let me know if this is a good size for everybody to see. So let's see, bring this up to 50. Yeah. All right. So, customer account subscriptions have personal accounts, subscriptions, blah, blah. And they have tiered services. So remember, you can do different tiers when it comes to your different services. So if you want top tier service, say credit card annual renewals, which is one of the things that I like, is that you can start off with the $99 fee, 99 annual fee card, whatever, that's fine. But then when you start getting up into the $300, $400 tiers, you're getting more perks and services, which is amazing, by the way, that you allow like exclusive access to certain things. Aretha, you feel like you're in a FinCon session? Nice. Well, at least I should give you some questions then. So what subscriptions, if that makes sense, what subscriptions do you feel should be stopped? Yeah, there we go. All right, now I gotta give you another one. So as we're doing FinCon session, how will you cut back on subscriptions for 2025? And where will you spend? I mean, what will you spend the most money on? Oh yeah, what subscriptions? This one's a good one. What subscriptions do you plan to keep and why? Because at the end of the day, when you really think about it, there's a lot of subscriptions that we subscribe to and that we don't even really take time to think about it. Like, man, why is this coming up? Like, some people subscribe to have roses come to their houses. Some people subscribe to having what else they have in there to their houses? Food delivered, going to a gym. You know, what is that all about? You know, so these are the questions that I want to ask you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. So I'm gonna answer these. And yes, Ruthie, we are gonna go into a FinCon session because I thought this was great. So while y'all answer those, I'm gonna give y'all some quick tunes and I'm gonna give you guys a quick update about myself and what's been going on. Since this is the only song that I feel like having downloaded for this session today because it is Halloween, and I'm gonna make sure it's on loop too. Yeah. There we go. And one of the cool things about having a I guess you could say a subscription, that's what's been going on with me, is that I guess you could say I subscribe to conferences. I go to a conference at least once a year. The one that I mostly go to is FinCon. It's a financial conference that I go to. And one of the beauties of that conference is that I get to meet other financial nerds. So we can actually have cool conversations about finances and what it is about finances that, you know, interests us, what area of finance that people specialize in. So yes, I do subscribe to conferences. Now, as far as cutting back on subscriptions, because there are a lot of conferences I went to this year. So I went to 5 different conferences this year, and I'm tired of conferences at this point. But the ones that I'm going to stop doing are the ones that are like industry specific for podcasting, meaning like podcast movement evolutions. I might go every other year for that conference, but what I would do is probably go like from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. And I am going to stop when it comes to subscription, I am subscribed to an AI tool that I no longer use because I found a free alternative to that tool. And so that will save me over about $500 a year. So that is a big win back into my pockets so that I can further support you guys. Also, a subscription I'm gonna stop is another platform. So I'll let you guys know, because you guys are first heard on this show, doing my live show. I will be merging my live show to my subscription, my RSS feed that you guys are already subscribed to or following, because I feel as though I do not want to lose you all in what I'm talking about during my live shows. And for some people who don't listen to the live shows, or you can just listen to the live shows all you want to, but I just want to make sure that you all get the same information. And I'll be talking about some good stuff on this. And if you guys are just tuning in, go down and hit the like and subscribe button if you are new to this channel, because this helps me out a little bit, and also help other people get to find me. So one of the things that I want to cut back on, like I said, I already talked about the conferences I want to cut back on. I already talked about, the software, the tools that I'm going to cut back on. And one of the subscriptions that I plan on keeping is the podcast hosting platform that I'm currently using, because that is one of the tools that I do enjoy. I enjoy the free stuff as much as possible. All right, this is boring me. This is killing me. I can't do same tunes over and over again. It'll put me to sleep. So, oh man, I didn't download all my other stuff. Yeah, I need to. I had some other tunes, some dark tunes and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it, but that's fine. That's all right. Y'all know what I mean. All right. So the subscriptions that you plan to keep and why? What are the subscriptions that you guys planning to keep for 2025 as you guys are getting ready to cut for the holidays? Let me know. What are you guys doing? Now, while you guys are typing that out, as Ruthie would say, typing it out or copy and pasting, let me know. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. You just made me realize I barely have subscriptions. That is interesting that you don't have that many subscriptions. You know, because that's really good that you are getting exactly what you need when you need it, when you want it, which is amazing. Let's see. You say you also plan to subscribe to more tech conferences. Interesting. So, like, which tech conferences that you enjoyed this year? Because I know you went to a couple. But which ones do you plan on looking into? Let's see. Streaming subscriptions. Okay. Cut back on those. I'll cut back on my Amazon subscription. I got rid of that because I was like, I'm not really utilizing it like I'm supposed to. And that's one of the things that I feel like I can get by without Amazon right now. Let's say most of my subscriptions are business based. Interesting. Okay. So the business based subscription, not even your personal side of the house. So like, wow, that is really good. Because if you think about all the things that you purchase, it's not that bad. Okay, Texpo, Digimarcon, never heard of these. Local expos. Okay, yeah, local expos, those are really cool. Some of those are free. So I do try to go to the free ones, but I never heard of Texpo. Because I heard about I think it's called Afrotech or Black Tech or something like that. Let's see, Texpo conference. Ooh, this looks nice. But they do a lot of them. It look like, oh, they're coming in DC next year in July. Huh. I mean, usually tickets go on sale like right now. Let's see what we got here. They got the Americas, Los Angeles. Let's see. Because we're looking for 2025. They do a lot of tech expos, Ruthie. I mean, are they like, how are they running all of these different conferences? Like back to back. Like, look at this. They in Philadelphia, then they fly to Atlanta. That's crazy. Okay, they got the Washington, D.C. one for 2024. They got a lot of conferences at this thing. Let's say the Americas. Let's see if I can filter by 2025. Wow. Okay. So you say your personal subscriptions would be like Airbnb, where I get all the streaming platforms included. For those of you who are watching on Instagram, let me know like what subscriptions that you have. Let me go back to sharing this tab instead. Let's say you believe. Okay, I believe they have different chapters. Okay, that makes sense. All right, I might have to give them a shot. Check them out. See what's going on. All right, so what ones do you plan to keep and why? All right. So that was pretty interesting because we don't have too many people in the audience responding. I do appreciate y'all doing that. And Ruthie, I thank you for keeping muted. Let's say I pick up a few leads from them. And okay. So the beauty of having these different tech things, you actually get better with your technologies, which is good. I mean, we gotta get better. We gotta get better. All right. So let's see what else we got. Oh, we're talking about benefits for businesses now, because some of you all be thinking about, all right, now that we have these subscriptions, what's the purpose of having them from a customer perspective? Now, let's start looking at it from a business perspective. The predictability in revenue. Okay. That is something that when you start a business, they always say you need to find predictable revenue. And predictable revenue, you're looking at a subscription based model. Now, it's good to some degree. Actually, it's good for business to have a subscription based model because one, you know when your income's coming in. And this is the reason why a lot of people still keep that 9 to 5 is because they can keep that steady income. Secondly, is that you're looking at the customer loyalty. Loyalty. I do not know a song and I cannot sing. So you get customer loyalty. Subscribers are more likely to become loyal customers due to ongoing relationship. Remember, ships are meant to take you places. Relationships get better in your relations. You get a cruise ship, it's cruising you around. You have a friendship, you're building lifelong friends. Now, if all of that doesn't work, you can always abandon ship, okay? Which means that you're abandoning whatever ship you're on. And so, think about that. And also, because you have this subscription based model, I'm tired of keep going this back and forth thing, but this is what happens when you do live. It is what it is. Yes. So you also have driven insights. So you can get your analytics from your customers because they have subscribed to your business. You're able to actually provide them more of a better service. You're able to get closer to your constituents and your patrons for your service. So if you own a business, think about those subscriptions. Is there something as a small ticket item that people can subscribe to, even if it's like $2 a month or $5 a month? Something that can how to get people in and make them exclusive for your content. Now, there are a lot of people who will just say, like, hey, I just want to support your show. I love what you're doing. You can throw out anything, any denomination that you want out there, which is possible. So you also have those options. Okay, let's say I was just reading Garrett Satan's book, and he was actually talking about ship references from the corporation point of view. Now, the corporation point of view, that is good because one of the things that I can say that helped me out a lot in my career is based on relationships that I had outside of the business, and they were able to come in and actually help me out as far as bettering my resume or expose me to different things. And it's actually pretty cool. I didn't want to say Satan, but I mean it is according to. I mean it is on theme, so I'm not gonna fault you for that one, Ruthie. It is on theme. Man. So, Sutton. Okay, or Sutton. All right. So we talked about from a business perspective the reason why it's really good to have this. So now a lot of us already have subscriptions, right? And we were kind of coerced into that based on a story need or for our children and stuff like that. But let's break that down a little bit more. How do you actually choose your subscriptions? What do you think about? I will put up a couple things here. So one person is saying that they like the assess your needs. So you can assess your needs of this particular product or service. Does this really answer the question that you've been looking for? And is it really doing what it's supposed to be doing? So these are the things that I want you to think about. Let's see, present. So it could be big screen. Okay. So are these things something that you actually need? Secondly, you want to look at the pricing. Does the evaluation cost of the different tiers value your proposition? Because I know when I went to FinCon and when I buy these different conferences, like I said, I know these. I'm using the conference as my subscription because it seems like I've been going to these things every year. Does the Pro Pass really make sense, or should I just go to the Creator Pass? Does the Pro Pass giving me everything, and will it actually tip me over to that next level of where I want to be in my business, where I want to be with this podcast? Probably not. But until then, I at least know the tier is there when I'm ready. So I do a price comparison. Now, you also want to consider when you're looking for these different subscriptions is read reviews. And this is something called social proofing your content, social proofing your business. If you can get a lot of people to provide feedback to your service or product, and they actually saying, oh man, this is a great thing, you should subscribe to this because of all the value that they're getting. When you're selling a product, you want to sell a feeling as well. Does this person, when you're selling a product, does this person feel happy? Does this person feel energetic? Does this person feel accomplished? So you're also selling feelings along with your social proof. And this is one of the things that they did not talk about that I want to add on here that's not on here, is that you need to start looking into how can you provide value through feeling when you're setting up these different subscriptions as a business owner. Because I'm talking to the business owners right now. But also as a consumer, you need to think about it as well. Do you feel happy when you purchase your products? Do you feel like you're getting the full value? Do you feel like the price is not outside your budget, but the return that you're getting from the investment that you're subscribing to, is it really providing everything that you need and more? Because remember, most people will not take money out of their pocket unless they see more value added to their lives than the amount of money that they're paying for it for. If that makes sense. Give me a thumbs up if it makes sense. For those of you who are listening on this pre-record, I assume that you guys are agreeing with me. And if you listen to it on the pre-record, go ahead on and leave a comment down below. You can. Or if you're listening on this on different platforms, please make sure that you either just say, hey, I enjoyed this video, if you made it this far. Okay. All right, everybody. It seems like it's 9 o'clock and it is kind of scary out there. So I really want to make sure that you all are having a wonderful time on this Halloween. And hopefully you guys enjoyed my my costume. You know, I try to dress up for you guys. I even got the ruffle shirt and stuff. Let me turn on this light so y'all can see it. I'm putting in some work. Got the ruffles and everything. Got the cape going on. Got the red vest for some of you guys who can't see this yet. But, you know, we in here. So I do want to thank you all again. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share as usual. Gotta say that. And if you haven't already, sign up for my newsletter. I put in a lot of work for the newsletter, and it's been a delight. So putting that together to making sure that everybody has a say, and you can always reply to the email. So if there's something that you like that you want to have in there, just let me know. And then I can make those changes. Emotional spending. I like that. That might have to be next week's episode, emotional spending and how to circumvent that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that one. That one is good. Emotional spending. I know. I have to bring some people on, talk about that one, because I talk about from a psychological side of the house, and also what are the impacts to not just your finances, but your relationships with people and with your money. Is emotional spending compromising your why, or is it embracing your why? And why are you doing it in the first place? So I want you to think about that. Emotional spending. Yeah. So leave if you guys are live now, you can, for those of you watching the pre-recording, if emotional spending is something you guys want me to take a deeper dive into, please let me know in the comments. Because I think that'll be interesting. Yeah. Ruthie, you're right. Yeah. That's a biggie. And your money story. Yeah, your money story is very emotional because everything that you bought back then when you were younger, man, look at these ruffles, man. I got the ruffles on the wrist. Come on now. Getting y'all this suit. Get my costume in. So anyway, I can't wait till I find a conference that's on like Halloween. That'd be so fun to do. I might just wear this randomly. Why not? Call it the vampire money. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you left your iron plugged in? Ooh, the vampire. Did you leave your toaster plugged in? Ooh, the vampire. Did you leave your lights plugged in? Ooh, scary. The vampire. Did you leave your cell phone plugged in when you went to sleep? Ooh. Oh my gosh, it'll be so funny. Ruthie, yes, I'm bringing out the full garm, okay? Gotta put on the dark eyes next time. But anyway, I want you guys to think about that. Think about your subscriptions. Get those things taken care of. Join my newsletter. And I want you to continue to have fun. Enjoy your holiday and get back to the parties. All right. Take off Friday. Party it up. I'll be going to work tomorrow. Anyway, y'all be safe. I'm out. Peace. Let's see how this outro thing works. Let's see what it does. All right, y'all take it easy. Let's see if it goes. Come on. Oh, this is cool. They play outro and then screen. They finally got it. All right, let's go.